Lichéesh satini Johan gunalchish hatia adi ach tuig ewuch in chasati kallaqi an kaya hayati ya gitsa khat ko anchi chke khatyati. Good to see you all. Thank you for coming here. I feel good that we're together again. It's a beautiful day. We're on beautiful lands today as well. As for me, I'm in Anchorage in Denaina Ani in Denaina land. And I have a fun class lined up, so let's get started. Oops. Cajun yagi ya yagi hin Taanáx Kayaaní Dísi doasaug yadis jinkat katachadushu yawachi. Leitgachinach ko Cajun yagi yawa Leitgachinach Friday doasaug. In English, Cajun yagi is called Friday. And so let's practice this one. I'll go ahead and unmute your mics and repeat after me. Cajun yagi. And the month name we use for March is plants sprouting under the water. Oh, and I've spelled Héen wrong. One sec. Héen is high tone. All right. So go ahead and repeat the month name. Ooh, sorry guys. All crazy with the mouse today. Go ahead and repeat the month name after me. Héen Taanáx Kayaaní Dísi.
Dísi.
And then there's a certain verb in Tlingit that's called yawachi, and it's specific to days passing. So you don't have to use the word days when you talk about days passing. You can just say the number of days that passed and then the verb yawachi. So for example, today is the 17th of March, and so I would put jinkat kadachadushu. And this, for folks who are still learning to count, the way you would say 17 is 10 and 7. So ka is and, jinkat is 10, ka dachadushu. So let's start with just the number. And go ahead and repeat after me from jinkat to dachadushu. Repeat after me. Jinkat dachadushu. Let's say that many days passed. Yawachi yadis. Okay. So let's say the whole thing. Cajun yagi. And then if I wanted to put the whole phrase to say today is Friday, I would say Cajun yagi. Yagi. So today is Friday. And then if I want to say this is March, I would add yeah. So let's do the whole thing. Repeat after me line by line. Cajun yagi, yagi. Héen Taanáx Kayaaní Dísi Jin kat kadakhdu shuyawa khiya dis.
Jinka dakashu yawahiyadis.
Okay. So for today, I just have like a couple quick announcements for you, and then we will do some review and cover new material in the beginning can get workbook. Last couple of weeks, we've been focusing on vocabulary and a little bit of grammatical breakdown of pronouns. Today we'll focus on how to put some of these vocabulary words into questions and answers. So focusing on our speaking. I like to make room for discussion at end of class, so if you have questions or comments, feel free to unmute your mic and ask or raise your hand along the way, but I'll also make space for us to talk at the end. Class announcements, there's just one. Next week is spring break for the Juneau School District. That'll be March 20th to the 24th. And so we'll take a break as well so that folks can spend time with their families and go play in the snow and not worry about having to tune into class that day. So no class next week. Jumping into our review, go ahead and say this to me. And when you come into class, you're more than welcome to just unmute your mic and say it to me as well. But let's practice our pronunciation. Repeat after me. Lichéesh satini.
Satini.
Aqua. And you would answer, go ahead and repeat after me. Khataya.
Khataya.
Ka kewa'a.
Could you pronounce the first word again?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And let's do the cake and yaktat variation. This word is kiwa'a. So just skip kiwa'a and say kiwa'a. Repeat after me. Tsuhaka kiwa'a. Okay. I'll ask you this, and per usual, you can just unmute your mics and answer all at the same time. You don't have to wait your turn. And after you answer, I would like to hear you ask me down here at the bottom how I'm doing. So after you answer, for example, so let's practice that. Repeat after me. Let's do it for real. I'll ask you the top and y'all can answer and then ask me how I'm doing. Yuhan. Let's do our review. We've learned 12 new words this chapter, I believe. And if you need the link to open your beginning Tlingit workbook, I'll put it in the chat and let you know the page number. Because I know it's been a week since we were together. Now I'm about to drill you. It's gonna be fun. Okay, so if you go on the table of contents to find our chapter, we're in chapter 2. It's called Dasuwa'iyatin. Go ahead and repeat that after me.
Dasuwa'iyatin.
So we're gonna go check out our vocabulary And so the vocabulary starts on page 46. You can just, yeah, there's only 12, I think. Just repeat these after me. Date,
Date.
sa,
Sa.
anquayi,
Anquayi.
eat,
Eat.
incheyi,
Kincheyi.
this K is UK. This K is pinched, so it should sound pretty sharp. Let's do it again. Incheyi.
Kincheyi.
Same with this S and tseek. So repeat after me. Tseek.
Eat.
Yeah, that sounded good. Tse. Oh, I accidentally messed up my tone. It should be low, short and then high e. So let's do it again. Tse. Okay. Quat. Disc.
Disc.
That's pretty good. Make sure that since it's rounded, it has this W at the end, that when you breathe out your pinched K, your lips are rounded like you're just going ooh. You don't add a vowel the way I just did, but your lips are rounded, so it'll sound like
Disc.
I'm liking it. Yeah, I'm hearing it now. I'm hearing that you're pinching the K and rounding your lips at the same time.
Disc.
Yeah. And one more time. Disc. Okay. Hoots. Pasta. Gah. One more time. Gah. Okay. That's it for vocabulary. And so let's put them to use here. So when I put my cursor on these, you can just go ahead and say it without me. If I then repeat it again, if I say it after you all say it, then go ahead and repeat after me. Engage with me. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay. All right, first one, go ahead.
Date.
Anquayi.
One more time. Eat.
Incheyi.
One more time. Eat.
Say.
De.
Sa.
Da.
Ah.
On. Koi.
Quay.
Quayaaní.
Chi.
E.
Jeewú.
Kayaaní.
Kinchay. E. Ah.
Da.
Ta.
Da. Say.
Okay, let's do both these together. Repeat after me. The first one. It's
It's.
E.
E.
Quat.
Quat.
Dísi.
Fisk.
And if you're in Cluckwan, you'll pronounce it with a T. So repeat this one after me as well. Tsisk.
Fisk.
Hoots.
Hoots. Costa.
Quasta.
Gach.
Do this one again. Gach.
Gach.
Okay, you're doing good.
Ta.
Da.
That one was good. I heard somebody go, let's do this one again. Repeat after me.
Da.
Fisk. Etsy.
Tatsi. Lichéesh.
Quat.
Quat.
Disk.
Fisk.
Disk.
Hoots.
Hoot.
Costa.
Quasta.
Let's do this one together. Quasta.
Quasta.
Gach.
I'm gonna go back into
Costa.
ye away quasta awa gunaftish. So we learned some nouns, we learned some names of things. Now we want to talk about them when we have them. So we'll be asking each other, what do you have? And we'll be answering, I have a juasta. So let's take a look. So our terms that we'll use in these drills, the first one, as I mentioned in the beginning, means and repeat after me, ka.
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 It's an underlined K, and so when I make this K, you make connection, right? When you're making a K sound, there has to be a point of contact between two parts of your mouth. So a K that's not underlined, it's kind of like I'm pushing up with my tongue. With an underlined K, I'm kind of pushing back. Ka.
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 That sounded good. One more time. Ka.
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 Yeah, oh wow, you get something good now. Dasa I jeewú.
Dasa I jeewú.
Dasa I jeewú.
Juasta ach jeewú.
Juasta ach jeewú.
One more time. Juasta ach jeewú.
Juasta ach jeewú.
Now we're asking, if I'm asking, what do I have? I would say, repeat after me. Dasa ach jeewú.
Dasa
ach jeewú.
Time. Dasa ach jeewú.
Dasa ach jeewú.
Let's do it 3. Dasa ach jeewú.
Dasa
jeewú.
And you're telling me what I have, and so you would answer, if I have a rose, repeat after me. Lichéesh I jeewú.
Lichéesh jeewú.
Lichéesh I jeewú.
Lichéesh jeewú.
Lichéesh I jeewú.
jeewú.
Lichéesh jeewú.
Okay. Now we're talking about someone else. Repeat after me. Dasa du jeewú.
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 Dasa jeewú.
Okay. And you're answering me. Say they have a king salmon. Ta du jeewú.
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 Okay. Okay, these are yes and no, and you guys remember this ge? What does it mean? What is it when you see ge? What does that tell you about the sentence?
It's a question.
Yeah, and what kind of question?
Yes or no?
Yeah, Lichéesh. Yeah, when you have ge, if someone asks you a question, you hear ge, you should be prepared to answer or like, followed by more specifics, but that's because ge it signifies a yes or no question. So repeat this after me. Juasta ge I jeewú.
Kwasta ge jeewú.
Uh-huh. And what is khwasta?
Tarp.
Yeah. So repeat after me. Khwasta ge jeewú.
Kwasta ge jeewú.
jeewú.
Okay, ignore the tlike because this isn't how you would answer it with tlike. So we're gonna say ah and then khwasta jeewú. So repeat after me. Ah khwasta jeewú.
Kwasta jeewú.
So let's do them together. Khwasta ge jeewú.
Kwasta ge jeewú.
Ah khwasta jeewú.
Kwasta jeewú.
Yeah. Oh, I see what this means. So the tlike, you're gonna answer positively what you do have, but it's something different from a khwasta. I get it now. So now we'll do it where instead of a khwasta, you have an anqueyi. So this time, repeat after me. Tlike anqueyi jeewú.
Tlek
Anqueyi jeewú.
anqueyi jeewú.
Khwasta ge jeewú.
Kwasta ge jeewú.
Tlike anqueyi jeewú.
Anqueyi jeewú.
This time I'll ask and you just answer that no, you have an anqueyi. Khwasta ge jeewú.
Click.
Tlek I can't remember.
Yeah. Okay, it's fine. I'm pushing you guys. That's why I like it. If we're starting to trip, I'm like, I'm doing my job.
Oh, good. Okay.
This is a level up class, so we're breaking a sweat. So let's take it a step back. Let's just do this. I'll ask, khwasta ge jeewú? And you just answer, yes, I have a khwasta. So you'll sound like this. Repeat after me. Khwasta jeewú.
Kwasta jeewú.
I'll answer and just say that same line that you just said. Khwasta ge jeewú.
Kwasta jeewú.
Okay. Really good, Johan. We're gonna end it there. I like to kind of minimize how much new vocabulary I learn in one session. So we're just gonna reiterate what we already learned now. So going back to our drills. Yi go ayakwan. Da sa jeewú.
Kwasta jeewú.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so I'll ask da sa jeewú, and then you can just answer me the name of what you have and jeewú. So da sa jeewú.
Kwasta jeewú.
Kwasta jeewú.
Okay. Everyone go ahead and repeat after me. Khwasta jeewú.
Kwasta
Kwasta jeewú.
Okay. One more time, I'll ask you and then go ahead and answer by saying khwasta jeewú. Johan, da sa jeewú.
Kwasta
Kwasta jeewú.
And then I said Johan, but actually the I here is just for one person, so I should have said jeewú. But we'll get into that today. Oops. Dasa I jeewú.
Oops.
An
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 quay
quayi ach
jeewú.
jeewú.
And that will sound, I should hear the in the back of your throat. So repeat after me. An quayi jeewú.
An
An
quayi
quayi
jeewú.
ach jeewú.
Jeewú.
Dasa I jeewú.
Quat ach jeewú.
Okay. One more time. Dasa I jeewú.
Quat
Quat
ach
ach
jeewú.
jeewú.
Okay. All right, I'll do it. Are you ready for one more short round? Okay. If this feels like a bit much, just go ahead and take a seat back and sip your water and relax. This is a multi-level class, so sometimes you don't always have to, you can take a seat. Okay, so repeat after me the word for and. Ka.
Ka.
Dasa I jeewú.
Quasta ka an jeewú ach jeewú. An quayi, that's it. Sorry.
Yeah, nailed it. You nailed it. Everyone go ahead and repeat after me. Quasta ka an quayi ach jeewú.
Quasta ka
An quay
an quayi ach jeewú.
jeewú.
Let's repeat just this last part for I have. Repeat after me. Ach jeewú.
Ach jeewú.
One more time. Ach jeewú.
Ach jeewú.
Do it with the vocab. Quasta ka an quayi ach jeewú.
Quasta ka an quayi ach jeewú.
Dasa I jeewú.
Quasta ka quat ach jeewú.
Okay. Everyone go ahead and repeat after me. Quasta ka quat ach jeewú.
Quasta ka quat ach jeewú.
Okay. I'm gonna pause it there because we've been drilling and that was intense. So I'm gonna make a little note here that this is where we're leaving off for today. We'll pick it up some more next week. I'm just gonna make this pink. Oh, that's a picture. I'm just gonna make my background pink. And that's where we'll pick up next week. Little debrief. How was that for folks?
Okay.
Okay. Anyone else? Comments, questions?
No, it was good. It was good because it does nudge us. It forces us to think, and that was one of my goals, was conversational Tlingit. So I appreciate it, even though it's challenging at times.
Okay. Yeah, if my heart is racing a little bit, like these type of drills make my heart go up. And for some reason, that cements the language in my mind when I'm like, thinking kind of fast, like hurry, think of it. For some reason, I end up thinking about it later in the day and it helps cement it in my mind. How about other folks? How did you feel about this type of a drill?
It's hard.
Okay, good. It's hard.
I have
Good.
a hard time remembering what they are, but it helps cement the dasa te jeewú.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
me.
that part was. Oh. Yeah, that part was real repetitive. The dasa e jeewú, blank ach jeewú, dasa ach jeewú, blank e jeewú. And it can kind of sound like you're going crazy for a second when you repeat something so many times in your head. But when I learned Japanese, they did that to us, and I was like, when I went to Japan, it was just easy. Nani o nomimasu ka? Mizo o nomimasu. It would just come second nature because you drilled it into your mind. How about other people? How did this fit for your learning style? What would be helpful? Hey, Ati.
So I figured I better unmute. Do you want to share? Writing, one's recommendation was writing it out.
Afterwards, like she asked the question and put the pictures there. And then we answer and then actually have the typed answer afterwards so that we can really see it.
Yeah, so typing after we've answered so we can see it. Any other suggestions about what might help your learning style?
Something that's really valuable for me in learning new languages is just being able to hear new sounds over and over again. So if there's recordings of just how to pronounce specific.
There's an app.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Okay.
just the repetition of being able to hear is really helpful.
Which app?
It is the essay.
Okay. Thanks for sharing with us. This is good.
Yeah, I agree with that. Even when we say a new word, if we say it at least 2 or 3 times, that really helps me. Just doing it once is not enough.
Okay.
I barely got the hang of it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. We'll probably do this again, but we'll have typed answers after the drill so that you can kind of see like, okay, now I see it in writing. And then also maybe focus on fewer vocabulary words with more repetition of those words. So maybe like 3. Good enough, Shuhan. Any other comments, questions?
I really like it. Thank you very much for doing this. You're changing it up and you're challenging us. And I really like how it's going. We're learning the words and then we're immediately putting it into conversational use. So yeah, that's really great.
Okay.
And about the vocabulary, I love repeating what we've done before because that also adds to it. So maybe just like 3 new words, but still going over the repetition of the things we've been exposed to in our learning from before.
Okay. Okay. Oh, geez. Super helpful. All right. So we did some drills. We worked on it. We had a little debrief. Now what I want to do is kind of switch gears. So we focused for most of class today on pronunciation and speaking. And then, as I mentioned before, sometimes as a language learner, it helps me to step aside and analyze the language a little bit so that over time I'm building both a strong base of things I know how to say based on repetition, but then I'm also weaving that in with, okay, I understand why I say ugh instead of chet or kha. Um, so kind of like analyzing it for the grammar. So a couple of things we've been working on with grammar so far is identifying verb roots, and we'll continue with that. And a new concept we're working together on as a class is pronouns. Pronouns are ways of addressing people or referring to people. And the type of pronoun you use, whether you say, for example, in English, my, I, or me, I'm talking about the same person, but the way I talk about myself lets you know, okay, she's talking about something that belongs to her. She's talking about something that happened to her. She's talking about herself as a being or something she did. So the way we use pronouns specifies in the sentence what's happening. So a review of independent pronouns. The way I described this to you a couple weeks ago when we learned independent pronouns is when I look at you as a being, I'm looking at wa'eh. And so this is an independent pronoun. So everyone repeat after me, wa'eh.
What?
What?
Yeah. So when we use it in a sentence, we might, when we're asking, like, if we're saying, I'm good, and you, the and you part would be repeat after me, wa'aqa'a.
Wa'eh.
And then another place we've used wa'eh as an independent pronoun for you is when we ask, repeat after me, wa'aqwa.
Wa'eh.
So you're asking me, is that you? You're saying, wa'eh, you? And if I want to respond to that, I would say, repeat after me, khataya.
Khataya.
Hataya.
Okay. So khat is when I think about myself. This is me. I'm thinking about who I am right here, taking up space, breathing oxygen. This is me. Khat. Um, if we're talking about another person that's not me or you, and it's one person, we would say, repeat after me, huh.
Huh.
Yeah. Huh is non-gender specific, and so it can be a he, she, or we'll often type it as a singular they, just so that you're not like specifying genders all the time everywhere when you don't need to, because in Tlingit you don't. So repeat after me, huh. Yeah. So if I want to ask where are they, I'm talking about one person, I would say repeat after me, gusuha.
Kusuha.
Okay. And then if you want to answer, they're right here. You would say ya duh.
Yaduh.
So that's a helpful way for me to think about independent pronouns when you're asking, like, is that you? Where are you? Where are they? This is them. Or the, yeah, this kind of, that's how I think about those. We looked at some examples and we'll repeat all these. So where are you? And then the answer is I'm here for these first two. So go ahead and repeat this first one after me. Gusu wa'a.
Gusuwa'eh.
The answer, I'm here. Ya dukhat.
Yaduhat.
I'm gonna zoom in a little because it's probably small. And now I'm asking, where are they for one person? Repeat after me. Gusuha.
Kusuhu.
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 And then you're answering there, maybe like in the room, but not quite in your arm's reach. Repeat after me. Way duhu.
Weduhu.
Weduhu.
Away. So let's do all these one after the other. Usu wa'a.
Kusuwae.
Kusuwae.
Ya duhat.
Yaduhat.
Yaduhat.
Gusuha.
Kusuhu.
Kusuhu.
Way duhu.
Weduhu.
Weduhu.
Wa'a aqua.
Wa'a ekwa.
Khataya.
Khataya.
Hat aya.
Wa'a ko'a.
Waekwa.
Kua.
More time. Wa'a ko'a.
Kua.
Khatsu achtuwu yake.
Chatsuach tuwu yake.
Okay.
One more time. Khatsu achtuwu yake.
Chatsuach tuwu yake.
And last one. Khataya.
Hat aya.
Okay. We looked at, let me make this larger. We looked at these same independent pronouns. The first three we focused on were all for singular people. Me, you, them, singular. And there's also plural forms for talking about ourselves the same way. So if there's me and a group of people that I'm with, or two or more people, we, the word for we, would be, repeat after me, uhan.
Uhan.
Yeah. I guess that would actually be us. If I'm thinking properly in English, us would be uhan. So repeat after me one more time. Uhan.
Uhan.
Multiple people. So now I'm addressing the same way I would say you, dasa jeewú, what's in your hand. Or sorry, I don't want to confuse you. That's possessive. If I'm looking at somebody and it's two or more people, you would say, repeat after me, Yuhan.
Yuhan.
More time. Yuhan. Okay. And then for multiple people, the plural form of huh would be, repeat after me, hus.
Us.
Okay.
Can you say the first and second?
Uhan.
Uhan.
And then Yuhan.
Yuhan.
Oh well, let's do it again. Everyone go ahead and repeat after me. Uhan.
Uhan.
And Yuhan.
Yuhan.
Any more questions on these? So I'm going to introduce you to our next type of pronoun. These are all independent pronouns. We're going to talk about a new topic here. And so I'll put the link in the chat for this resource. And go ahead and open it up if you're able, just so that you have it and you can refer to it. This is an intermediate resource. You can find it on clinkitlanguage.com under the intermediate resources. And this book is, I'm just going to delete the C because it looks like I wrote it. Okay. This book is called Hausinir Hayukatangi. So go ahead and repeat that after me. I'll zoom in. Hausinir Hayukatangi. I can see your lips moving even though you're muted. So that's just the name of the book. And pronouns are page 47. And then for our next type, we're on page 48 here. So we talked about independent pronouns. This is me, this is us, that is you. And our next type is possessive. So possessive pronouns are used to show a relationship between things, including ownership, such as Kayaaní for our land. Go ahead and repeat that after me. Kayaaní.
Kayaaní.
Kinship term or origination will also use possessive pronouns. So if we're talking about their father, repeat after me, you would say Dísi.
Lichéesh.
Tóoch.
So these are two ways so far that we would use possessive pronouns. It's something belongs to us, a kinship term, or the link to a relational base. So next to me would use, even though in English, me might be an independent pronoun or something. In Tlingit, you're saying kind of like my next to area, kind of by my side. And so you would say, repeat after me, Kayaaní.
Taanáx.
Honey.
Honey.
Okay. Another way you might use possessive pronouns in Tlingit is conjugation of certain verbs. So English and Tlingit tend to think differently in the way pronouns are used and implemented. So this is one way where stepping aside and looking at the grammar helps us make that mental transformation, because we have to learn to think in a different way in order to speak correctly in Tlingit. So next to me is still, that's grammatically different from Kayaaní. That's one way I have to rearrange how I'm thinking. So same thing with she or he is happy or they are happy. Like you're kind of doing something or being a certain way. You're a subject in English, but in Tlingit, we use a possessive pronoun. We're talking about my insides are happy. So for their insides are happy. So for they are happy, repeat after me. Jeewú sigu.
Jeewú sigu.
Jeewú sigu.
Okay. So that's just a little bit of a taste of possessive pronouns. We'll get more into it as we continue through this chapter, but we only have a couple minutes left of class, so I wanted to open it up for you if you have comments or questions so far.
I just think more drilling with the different examples, of as we're doing, because it's not intuitive to me. So like others, I just need that repetition and having the examples. So it's been good for me to go through those, the different. It's not tenses. What is it? The different examples, singular and plurals. Yeah.
Okay. Include drills. What pronouns? Okay, that's a good idea. And maybe some visuals as well.
Always good.
Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
Visual aids are always good. Yeah, because these triangles are supposed to illustrate, like if you're sitting in a room together, there's, and you're in three chairs, you would point to each other, I'm here, you're there. But I'm gonna see if I can cook something up that has like visual aids for us.
That'd be great.
Okay.
We can access these recordings, right?
I need to. These are all on the cloud. I need to upload them to Sunday's website. I'll do that today. And when you do go to access them, you'll go to quinketlanguage.com and scroll down to this tab titled Learning Tlingit. And then I'll put this in the chat. So this website, I'm putting it in the chat right now. But you'll go under Learning Tlingit and scroll down to our page, which is Tóoch Lichéesh, and select it. And if you scroll down, you can find, so there's some resources here. And here we are. So you can find it by date and kind of what we talked about that day, links that we shared in class for your use, etc. Any more questions? Okay, well, we're at time, so I hope you have a good rest of your Friday. No class next week, so our next class will be the week after next in April, which would be Friday. Oh, March. Friday, March 31st will be our next class. Gonna choose you, hon. Gonna choose you, Héen.
Gonna
Plus a team.
Jeewú, suye kwasatin.
Okay.
Goodness, geez.
Okay.
So Anna, are you still going to be around for questions in the next week?
For questions, what do you mean?
Oh, I just have some questions kind of about not necessarily about my project, but kind of.
Oh, cool.
Well, I'll just tell you. Should I just tell you?
Yeah.
My I actually, I'm sorry.
You want me to stop recording?
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Okay. Yeah. I want to ask because I'm like, I don't want people to feel like, hey, you recorded me.